I didn't do. Because in script, I had a jazz chicken who would do jazz. Must have been another chicken in another show? I don't know, but that's 2 chickens in 2 shows. One is a jazz trumpet player, and the other one is Mark Anthony. I think that's fine. Yes.
Why are you doing so many marathons?
I got into marathons because I noticed that all wild animals are fit, and I thought I should. True, because they do. Well, remember when we were kids? We used to run and run when we were kids, and then we stopped and we thought, oh, that's enough of that. But I met an 80-year-old lion who, in a Boston Zoo, they said, come and have a backstage tour of Boston Zoo. And you see all the lions and everyone warming up in makeup and doing guitars. Essentially, the lion came in and he tried to kill everyone, but there were bars there, but he still did a show of threatening. This is an 80-year-old lion, 80 in human years, about 14-year-old lion. He still made a threat of running up to the bars and going, rah, like this. And he made that. This is the lion talking. Boarding for the lion Please get your boarding cards. Stick them in your ears. That's kind of weird. Yeah, so that's it. We should be doing this. And we could be living to 100, 120. And if so, unless you don't want the last 30 years of your life to be this thing, where you're just staggering along, and I'm not going to be staggering in heels. So I thought, just be fit, and for the rest of your life, be fit. And it should. One thinks it as a chore, but you've got to think it like breathing. You know, breathing's rather important. And so, all the wild animals, they stay fit, or they drop dead. So that's why I went. Marathons is just, it's kind of an epic adventure. So I wanted to do an epic adventure rather than just run around to the shops.
Did you bring a flag?
Sure. You could bring
Having done all the shows around the world, what are the really universal things you found in every country?
Well, the universal things is, I've said there's no national sense of humour in any country, but there is broadly a mainstream sense of humour and a more alternative one. Among the alternative comedians and the alternative audiences, you guys have all seen enough comedy to know that I'm going to muck around with the medium, and other people, Bill Bailey's going to muck around with the medium, all the guys who've played here are going to do that kind of thing. And that's the same in Moscow and Istanbul and in Johannesburg and Reykjavik, so, and this audience exists all around the world, and they're the people who run the Mac shops, so it's, so that's the good thing, and I think people like us have existed from the dawn of civilization. We just haven't necessarily managed to persuade warlords or whatever, whoever's running it, or the early democracy people in Greece and Rome, or anyone to get it that cool and chilled out. Death was still just generally around, but I think now, we slowly have got into a better and better position. So the good thing is that the slightly weird thing is there are crazy people in every country, there are good people in every country, and we just got to keep fighting our fight, because our fight's for everyone, and the extremists are just bastards.
Yes. Sorry, you make a lot of jokes about God and stuff, and I'm very on board with that. I know a lot of people who are atheists but also believe in heaven. Do you believe there's an afterlife, or do you think it stops?
No, I don't. My mother would have got a message back. I'm sure she would have. I mean, if one person, just one, from any faith gets a message back, we'd all click in. We'd be in those churches or those mosques or those, wherever there was, or the Methodist halls or whatever. Just one person says, hey, it's me, it's Shirley. It's like a spa, it's great, and you get free parking as well. So just behave and do it, because he's watching, he's got a list, and he's on the computer all the time. And not one human ever in the history of the world got a message back. So it leads me to think, I apply logic to this, and I just think, we seem to be here, then we seem to go, and it's been there forever, and there's no beginning of the universe, and if there was a big bang, there's a big crunch, and it just goes on and on, and so it's up to us to try and control what we can, because we know that Hitler got in, and people might think, oh, Germany was a bad country, but no, Germany was just another country. The Germans are not naturally Nazi, so it all got sort of weirded out because of there was so much. He was doing referendums, and they had lost the First World War, so there's all that, and so everyone thought, aren't they all into this Nazi thing? No, he just managed to steal the levers of government. Anyone who disagreed, they were murdered or thrown in prison. Everyone sort of got into line, or they didn't say anything about it. And so, where am I going with this? So. Yes, so God, yes, no afterlife. I think it's up to us. No, if there is an afterlife and there is a God, God, just come down. Just come to the roof. Just come down anytime. Any God, whoever they are, come and don't land in a swamp. Just land in front of the BBC or CAN or your ABC. Just someone responsible will film it and say, I'm sorry I've been away. Because, I mean, it could be a space alien. That's what I did say. That there could have been a space alien who was going around, who existed before us, and they said, I'll stop here. I remember saying, what did they teach? They might have said, here's some tools. Look, hit that rock against that rock. You get sparks, you get a fire. Oh, great, thanks. Hey, can I have your gun? No, fire. We're in a bloody spaceship. We just got rocks now. Yeah, well, you know, slowly catch your monkey. I look for the logic in things, and not everything is logical, but I just, if there's a God, turn up, save some lives, don't give kids bone cancer. That's what I said. Yes, thank you. I'm going to be your question.
On extremism, universality, and I know you're multilingual, are there countries you wouldn't or couldn't perform in, or where you'd have to modify your act?
Well, I played Turkey, and it's a Muslim country, and so in Istanbul, and I did say, my God doesn't exist. You're going to have to work out your God and where your God is, because I'm not going to go front and centre and start, on the Muslim God. But I was brought up in the Christian God faith 12 years, and I've decided he's not there. Now, I think Muhammad was a great human being, and I think the Jesus guy was also. I think they were modernizers. And if you look at the history of the people, if you look at the real thing that went on, that is fascinating. Then if you look at put the mystical top, because I think religions are philosophies plus mysticism. And if you remove the mysticism and then you just get the philosophy, you get the thoughts behind it, the modernizing that was going on, the fact that slavery was in there was because slavery was everywhere. That's why it's in the Bible. It seems so logical to me. The Pope didn't say that the world didn't believe the world was round because it didn't make we didn't feel it was logic then. Now, if we get out into space, we look back and we can see this stuff, and we realize, there's gravity's going on and everything's ball shaped and everything's going in circles. So. Yes, I think again I've gone off slightly. But hopefully that answers your question. Yes.
London, what's your agenda? Ken gave us the congestion charge, which was, deemed to be a disaster, but was an incredible success for the city. What do you feel you've
I'm not going to policy 5 years out because a week is a long time in politics, and basically I will take all my energy that I normally put into marathon running, doing gigs in different languages, playing all around the world, I will put that into politics. I know that from 5 years out and not being inside politics, I can't actually say, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to totally change that. When I get to about a year out, I will try and head in be more articulate on this. But let me just finish my but I do know that affordable housing and affordable public transport are the big things that Londoners really worry about. And transport, one does become in charge of if you are Mayor of London. And housing, you're not in charge of, but I will try my damnedest to see what I can do on that, because affordable housing and social housing being priced out in London is not something I think should happen in London. I don't think most Londoners want that to happen. Yes, a hand there. Yes.
Is there something you'd like to try before you go into politics? You want to do another movie, or...?
Just one more movie. 5 years, yeah. I will do as many movies as I can, and as many tours, and as much running, so that I'm really tired when I go. I don't stop, because if someone's saying, where are your holidays? Well, this is a holiday. I mean, it's fun to go out and talk things, and go around Australia, which I consider a home gig. Australia's a home gig, New Zealand's a home gig, France is a home gig. Yeah. If the more you travel, I encourage, travel broadens the mind, and the more you get out there, the more you can say, I know, I've got friends over there, friends over there, and then the idea that it's people like us that will stop the world falling apart. It's the extremists who start saying, who are those people over there who speak different languages? I don't know them, let's separate. And that's what Hitler did, encouraged everyone in Germany to say, hate everyone and let's murder them all. And it's people like us that will say, no, actually we're all the bloody same. Check our genetics. Colours do not, if you cut me, do I not bleed? And does not everyone else? And the blood is the same thing. Everyone's got red blood, no matter what the colour of their skin, and we're all the same. So that's the great thing, because that German scene, I invented it in Germany, in German, and then other people are laughing at it, and it's still in German. Yes, John.
Thank you very much. Like many people here, I've liked your work for many years.
Thank you.
My question is quite simple. How are you these days?
How? I am good. I feel yeah, my life is still a bit bonkers, but I wanted to do things when I was a kid, and I did start. I couldn't get anywhere. Street performing sort of made me coming out as a transvestite 30 years ago this year, and then going on the street immediately afterwards. Street performing helped me play the forecourt of the Sydney Opera House. I know Sydney is another city you don't mention it. If you get one of those, I'll play your one of that. If you get a nice forecourt harbour thing going on. So I'll come and play that. But I like outdoor gigs because it's, as an ex-street performer, it's fantastic. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm in a good place. I'm playing 25 countries now, and I'm going back to do Spanish. I think if it either be Spanish or I'm doing a film in March. It's got that weird.
Well, I saw you do Lenny Bruce, the play in London in '99, and I wondered if you were going to do more stage stuff. I'm going to do more film rather than stage, because if you do a good stage play, if the people have seen it, then it counts, and if not, well, I didn't see it. But if you do a good film, they can say, well, I didn't see it. Well, here it is. Oh, not you. So I do like the fact that they stick around. Like, we like, us comedians, we like videoing, DVDing our shows, because then they stick around forever. And I've tried to make my stuff so that it doesn't date. Because if you're talking about ancient gods and human sacrifice, then it doesn't. That's so nice. I go one more question. Your question.
Just two very quick questions.
No, there's only one.
Is there any particular actor that you'd like to work with?
Actor.
Actor.
Yes, but I don't do that. It's like they say this about directors and actors, and I don't.
Or director.
Sorry?
Or director.
Yeah, no, I don't do that. I don't think of it that way, because I just want to do good roles in good scripts that are dramas, and they're coming now. And working with Mads Mikkelsen in Hannibal. So and Lawrence Fishburne was there, and they're having scenes with them. I just think this is great, and he was in Apocalypse Now.
He was so young.
It's beautiful, but so there's no one I wouldn't name them in case it didn't happen, and I don't actually think like that. I just want to do the roles, and I don't really mind who's directing. I will pull a performance out of myself, because I couldn't actually. My dramatic acting was not great initially, because I had worked out that I shouldn't lean on my comedy muscles. I knew that. Don't lean in all that stuff. So I didn't know what to lean on. So my initial roles, I was actually just talking lines and looking at people, pointing fingers. And so, but now I know what I'm doing, and it's all getting very interesting.
Other question?
Oh.
I have an agent. Can I get a signing?
No, I'm not doing signings, I'm afraid. Otherwise I've got to sign everyone's books. That's the whole reason I'm doing it.
Okay.
I'll take your question.
Thank you. I was just going to tell you, you're my reason that gave me courage to come out as being gender fluid and gender queer. I just want to thank you so much.
By the way, if you are LGBT, what have we got? Have we got an I on the end of it? Yeah. We're getting extra letters now. Come out, because otherwise people are going to eat whatever age you are. Just come the fuck out. I gotta go now. Thank you.
Thank you.